Sitting by the radio, only static in my ear, wondering if the bands will bring the voice so clear. If a signal breaks on through, it will spark a wreck you, fresh and new. Static fades, it hopes arise. Silent air now fills with cries, waiting for that perfect sound when a contact will be found. Bands go up and bands go down. Sometimes smile, sometimes frown. When the bands are open wide, and I hear a voice inside, it makes my heart start racing true. When I start a brand new at you.
Good afternoon, good evening,
and good night.
Greeting
In the movie.
I gotta say, so y'all miss whenever we run the intro and the outro, people kind of dancing on the screen on the bottom of our monitors there. And I gotta say, Sean, you did an excellent lip sync of that song this time. That was beautiful, man.
It was. I thought he was singing it there for a minute.
Well, did you notice Hollywood? Where'd that go? Let's see. I'll be up here a little bit. Here we go. Hollywood singing. Off key. He claims off key.
But he wasn't on frequency.
Fan, but he was not on frequency, and he was resonant. All right. Welcome, everybody. We got a good crew. I don't know if anyone else is going to show up, but we're going to... Oh, Dave. Dave messaged me.
And by the way, I just noticed every one of us has facial hair now. So the world's all right again.
Why am I sharing this?
Well,
Let me bring Dave in, but I think he wants to. They mentioned I need help with my mesh core node, but I can do that another day with Dave. Let me give it to him though.
We were learning yesterday. I'm learning that I got to get a repeater now.
All right. Sorry, gang. Welcome. Fricker's in. Nice. Tim, Rockets and Radios. One thing I thought that the tortoise and the hare were going to stream today. Did I miss it? Because I never saw it pop up.
I think they're doing every other Sunday. But instead of doing it every other Sunday when Tank's off, they're going to do it every other Sunday on the same day as Tank's.
Oh, I thought he was going to do it on the opposite days, which would be today.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing.
No,
okay, he says there next week. Him saying, "Hey, Julie."
I saw Ham Radio Adventure Guy on.
Yeah, I saw Ham Radio Adventure Guy on, and as always with Jason's stream, it never pops up in my. I can refresh. The stream can start, refresh, click on subscriptions. It never shows me his stream. I have to type in Ham Radio 2.0 to get his stream for some reason. Anyway, they were talking about Huntsville. So I'll be at Huntsville probably just Wednesday through leaving Sunday. If I work tomorrow, if my flight cancels, then I will be driving with my YL.
Nice.
So
Wow.
I hate to wish that people get their trips canceled, but sometimes it's not all about them. Sometimes it's all about me. And so if it gets canceled, there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
Oh, anyway, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to be there at least Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'll get there Thursday. I'll be at the Gigaparts dinner. And I did the, I don't know if they call it VIP, whatever it's called, the other one. I wanted to see what kind of gifts they give out. But anyway, Frank, Jason, Tio, all those guys will be there, and whoever else signed up for the dinner is going to be cool. Oh, Friday night is the YouTubers dinner. Kyle is the mad dog putting that together. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully those of you who are going are signed up for that. And I've always explained, I think this is only my second year though, I've explained Huntsville as kind of the social ham gathering because the actual ham building isn't really big. I mean, when you compare it to others, it's not that big. It's great. It's got a huge boneyard section. It's all indoors. It's all AC, so that's nice.
Right.
But all the activities outside of the ham fair, even though there's not a lot to see inside the ham fair, everything going on outside of the ham fair, the forums inside, and the activities outside will keep you busy. So, hey, Chris, good to see you, buddy. Julie, what are you going on about? Oh, waving to WTF. I thought she was just saying
Oh, that's what I was wondering too.
Come on, guys. Come
All
on.
right.
Julie's like, what the?
Everybody's always got to say what the WTF.
Now, Hamtel and Hertz says 14652 for Trip and 14645 for Huntsville locals. Is temporary offline. Steve had one, and I forgot what it is. I think I wanted to say it's 1466 something, but I can't remember. For 4 days in August, there was a frequency. Is it one of those? So if you're there earlier, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, and go to 4 days in August, they've got a frequency as well. It might be one of those that he's mentioning, but I can't remember. Ricker says that you look all spiffy tonight, Diggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Everybody is really impressed with your dress code tonight.
Yeah. The producers say that I didn't pick this out. The wardrobe did.
Okay. Yeah, we do have sponsors. We have some sponsors tonight.
He came to make us look all bad tonight.
Got some ad spots tonight to give out. I don't know why my camera's not on me. It's trying to get off of me. Okay.
I guess it was
reconfigured. I'm reconfigured everything. So no more green screen. So it's trying to wander away. I would understand if it's trying to wander over to her to get a better looking face on the screen, but that's not what it's doing. It's going the other way for some reason. Anyway. All right. Well, I don't know if Dave's going to join or not. I wasn't going to work on the core tonight. But yeah, I can't get the mesh core to work. For those of you who watched, I can't. You saw me online. I installed it and everything. Everything looked fine, and I've put it up. And the only way we see it on the map is because I manually put it on the mesh core map. Doesn't seem to be working. Michael put a video out earlier today on Getting Out in Life, trying to connect to us, and we could only connect.
Yeah.
T1000 to T1000, about 30 feet away. So
yeah, I parked right in front of his house. I'm like, oh, I'm talking to you now. But
yeah, he's like, I have no idea.
Confusion of just trying to learn the system and the public key for each device, and the public key I needed. What is this T1000? But still, the repeater should have picked it up and repeated it to his T1000. So
should have.
My mesh Tastic's working great. I've got 2 solar nodes from Seed Studio up on the roof now with mesh core and Tastic, but Tastic is the only one working for now that I can tell. I can't tell if core's working or not.
The only reason that I went with mesh, switched my one and only device, my T1000, was I'm getting mesh core messages. I have not got a single mesh Tastic message since I came back from Dayton.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, well, I know you have to reflash it. If you flashed it with Dayton, you got to reflash it.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just get a second one of these and flash it for mesh Tastic.
Yeah,
and probably eventually get 2 repeaters for my house, and maybe one for my mobile.
Yeah, Justin's got the Simplex one there, 4645. And maybe if someone gets on and unless that's it. I remember Steve on Jason's stream was talking about a 4 days in August frequency.
Well, Jody said from Tio's blog, it's 14645.
Oh, it is. Okay. I see it now. Right here. For some reason, when he said it, it sounded different to me. But anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be there 1 day earlier this year, but it's going to require me to get up, catch a flight after I got in from a flight international. I'm going to be tired. So we'll see if I get my butt up out of bed. Yeah. Okay. So tonight, I'm not sure how many ad spots we have. I can't remember. Let me check with my producer.
I was given 4.
4 ad spots. Okay. All right. We got 4 ad spots. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to kick off our first little break for our first ad. So, well, I don't know. That didn't work. It's not working.
Did you do? Kick him out?
I guess we did.
Oh.
Let me do this. Let me just do this.
Yeah, there you go.
Folks,
There's a word from our sponsor.
Folks, I've seen expensive antennas. I've seen cheap antennas. But today, I saw a $400 antenna. Folks, RF doesn't care about your feelings. This message was brought to you by the fine people over at Sky High RF, the only antenna company that still believes in the free creations of copper and PVC makes. With their patented measure twice and solder once technology, a 21-foot stick of pipe, some speaker wire, and an SO239 connector delivers a lower standing wave and double the ham experience at more than half of the lawn art on the market today, and costs less than that antenna book that you haven't read yet. Sky High RF, because the only thing going up should be the antenna you built yourself and not your credit card balance. Go to skyhighrf.com and use my code ZIGMONT, that's ZIGMONT, for 20% more fun because you built it yourself. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you. That's our first ad of 4 for tonight. Appreciate that. So tonight's just going to be kind of, everyone does the Huntsville thing. And I thought, it's always a good thing to do. But this is a topic I wanted to talk about a couple months ago. And just because it can involve everybody, whether you're 1 year new or 50 years old in the hobby. Whether you're spending $400 on an antenna or $40 on an antenna, we can get everybody's feedback. That makes me want to go back to another ad. So tonight we're going to talk about what would you do different? Would you do anything different? If you look back at your ham journey, what things did you wish you knew earlier that you learned later that might have helped?
I'll go last.
Ziggy's going to go last or near last. Hey, welcome, Walter. Walter's going to be in Tokyo Ham Fair with me in about 2 weeks.
Very cool.
Then we're gonna get comments, so we need to watch for the comments. We need to star those, Mike. And
I got to clear out last week's comments. I'm glad you said something about that.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we had 12 comments started from last week.
I am going to go broke paying this guy. I'll go ahead and start a few things. And let me go with the one I just thought of because of that $400 antenna conversation. So when I started, I liked the concept of those, the portable kits like Chameleon, Alpha, and all those ones that sell antennas for $400. And I remember putting it off. And this can apply to any antenna. So I'm not necessarily talking about a $400 antenna or Alpha or Chameleon. But I kept putting it off like, no, there's others cheaper. And I was getting similar antennas to what I was really wanting that cost me a little bit more for portability and versatility and all that. Did all the configurations I wanted and everything. It was in a backpack. But I ended up buying the one that I was putting off for 7 or 8, 9 years anyway. So I think when it comes to antennas, now put that aside, I like building antennas now too. So find the antennas that you need, vertical, dipole, inverted V, whatever it is. And first see if there's a way to build it because building antennas is fun. And then look into the one you want. And let's say someone mentioned DX Commander in the chat. That's a great antenna. Multi-band, tuned. It is a great antenna. I don't own one because it is a little expensive. But let's say that the DX Commander is the antenna that you want, but you're like, I just can't get there. So I'm going to buy this 20-meter vertical, and I'm going to buy this wire antenna and that. And by the time 4 years later, you've spent the price that you could have spent on the DX Commander, if that's what you really wanted, right? But my suggestion would be look at the antennas you're doing. So if you're doing POTA, portability is good. You can build very simple 20-meter antennas with a whip, a very cheap whip, a wire, and wind your own toroid for a balun or an unan for a vertical or whatever it is, and look into building the antenna that you want. And before you go out and look into buying all the antennas that you want. I'm not saying don't buy antennas, but building antennas is fun. That's something I've learned over time that I didn't really get into right away. That's my 2 cents for now.
Michael, how about you go next?
What do I do differently in ham radio?
Yes, I'm going to step away before the next sponsor.
Honestly, I don't know if there's anything I would really do anything real differently other than try to get into the engineering side a little bit more earlier in my career. I was more of an appliance user in the beginning, but now I've really gotten into the engineering side, trying to figure stuff out. And it's one of those things that you got to learn every day and keep experimenting. That's something I do with my channel is I don't have an instructional channel. I have a channel that's experiential. So I want you to see the process I'm going through when I'm trying to figure stuff out. So just
I didn't catch
figure it
that,
out.
Michael. What was that? No, I'm just kidding.
It was don't follow anything Paul says.
Yeah. Don't start a YouTube channel. Yeah, experimenting. That's cool. And I like that. I've gotten into some of that as well. Dave?
I guess it actually go back to when I actually first got into it. I wouldn't have let the sad hams make it to where I didn't stay involved and actually just stop those guys from chasing people off. I mean, I kept my license and I kept going. But I didn't stay as deep in it when I originally got my license. Family got in the way a little bit, but it was actually, I mean, so when I came in as a techno code, first thing I heard is you're not a real ham radio operator. You didn't learn CW.
That's crazy.
And at that point in time, what they didn't realize is I was already almost at 13 words a minute to get my general. Because back then you didn't get HF privileges as a tech.
Yeah.
You had to move up and learn CW to get any kind of HF privileges. So that'd probably be the biggest thing that I would have done differently. That's why even with my channel, I mean, and I get into it, guys, on the repeaters all the time. These guys that and sometimes, I don't think they're trying to be jerks to a new ham. It's just the way they come across. But just the way you talk to them is the best way to chase a new ham off. When they're all excited, trying to do something, and you come out, you don't call CQ on a repeater. I hear that, and I just start laying into guys. But that would have been the biggest thing I would have changed was stayed involved in it, because there's no telling how many of those guys out in California actually chasing these hams completely away from the hobby, and they never even kept their license going or anything like that.
Yeah,
that's too busy of a background. I'll get rid of that. Yeah, that's true, and that's too bad.
Well, that's one of the first things I ran into as a new ham was a sad ham, and saying, "Oh, you've already screwed your radio up. It's probably totaled. You blew all that money to buy yourself that 7900, and it's toast because you didn't know what you were doing." I'm still using that 7900. It's fine.
Right.
Well,
Sean,
what about
Sean,
you,
what you got there?
Well, probably my biggest one would be, I thought I was just going to be a tech for life. And then one day I went out and POTA'd before POTA got cool with a few guys that we might know, Jason, Tank, Mike. And then I went and got my general. To me, that's the biggest thing I regret is holding off getting that general. How much did I miss out on?
Yeah.
That was 5 years. No, 4 years
Between tech and general.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 3 or 4 for me.
6 months for me, or no, 1 year for tech to general, but 2 years general to extra for me.
Yeah, I got my extra right after my general. I figured if I could do one, I could do it all.
All right, Ziggy, you're up.
My biggest one.
Yeah, so my biggest regret, guys, is that I didn't get my hands on a manual tuner until I about lost my mind with my hobby. I was, chasing resonance this whole time and, running in and out of the shack, 50, 80 times, trying to dial in an antenna, and don't even get me started on like having a choke on your antenna, right? Because then you're just tuning around your feed line. But when I was up and coming, I heard from a lot of the OMs that a manual tuner it just tricks your radio, right? And I fell for it. I took the bait right away, and you see these manual tuners online, and they're just gorgeous looking. They're just there's a lot going on the inside, even though that there's simple circuitry on the inside. Which brings me to Random Wire USA, the only antenna company that admits that the wire is actually the antenna. Random Wire USA says, "Get it up and we'll get it out." Folks, it couldn't be any easier with their patented wire to terminal technology. You can have the entirety of HF at your fingertips with that manual tuner you should already have in your shack. Current models from Random Wire USA now include the wire from the garage starter pack at no additional cost. Random Wire USA, because a banging signal is just a long piece of copper anyway. Use code KNOBS at checkout for an exclusive discount. Back to you.
Just do it!
I actually opened up my manual tuner today. You'd be proud of me, Ziggy.
Yeah, did you take pictures?
I did not. I saw two wires too close, and I actually went in there and kind of made them even out so they're all the same distance apart.
Oh,
You can't open up your manual tuner without doing a little tweaking.
I'm staring at mine on the other side of the room there. So,
yeah, manual tuning is actually fun. I remember one of the because the MFJ mobile manual tuner, I think maybe it's one of the smaller manual tuners out there, was cheaper than an automatic tuner. So I actually bought a manual tuner before I ever had an auto tuner other than what was in the radio, and learned how to do that. But then once I got an auto tuner, I put the manual tuner away until I met Ziggy again. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how much fun manual tuners were. So now I got a VersaTuner too. And every time I go to Hamfest, that's one of the things I look at in the boneyard is the different manual tuners that would be, now some are out of my price range, but they would be fun to have. So that's kind of a new thing that's sparked my interest. I think, Ziggy.
Do you want to go to the chat now with the?
Yes, let's go to chat questions and comments.
So let's see what everybody else is saying. So Ham J5 says, what I want to do over is start way earlier. I used to travel all around the world for work, and I live in many different countries for years. If I was a ham back then, I would have one heck of a log.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I could say that too. I wish I was a ham, and I wish they had POTA when I lived in Seattle. Yeah, they have like 5,000 parks in that area now with POTA and all that. I would have had fun.
Next comment was from Cutter Jim. He said, in the middle of my do-over phase now myself, currently finishing building a tilt-over mount for the screwdriver antenna I bought at Hamvention. Most days, I just operate from the truck these days.
Yep. It's easy. Sometimes it can be a hassle to set up a system, like even a POTA or something. I'll just do it out of my truck. But take the time, enjoy building your shack, enjoy going out and doing a POTA and setting it all up. Just enjoy it.
And Briggs said, if you're doing an HF beam, finally use one and refurbish it. Good learning experience and an inexpensive entry point. Good comment.
Oh, that reminds me. I've got a butternut. Let me see what they run. I want to say $1,000. Got it for free. Yeah, it's $1,000. The HF9. You can Google that and pull it up if you want. But it's a vertical with multiple wires on the side, some coils. So it's tuned on all the bands, on 9 bands. And it's busted up in pieces in my garage. I spent about $250 on replacement pieces at DX Engineering. And I'm looking forward to putting that thing together. It's just a massive vertical.
K2 KUB's World said, I would not have screwed around in college and stayed with my electrical engineering degree.
Ziggy, you were going to say something, I could tell.
What was the antenna that you were messing around with this weekend?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
the portable
that was
one.
The crank IR or crank ear. whatever. How I don't know how they say it from Step
the
IR.
crank step IR. Yeah.
Okay.
Some people say Stepper. So I call it Step IR.
I was looking at this butternut and I go, oh, look, another portable antenna.
Kind of an inside joke, but for those who played with a crank IR and they claim it's portable, you'll be in on the joke.
And they've trained all the LLMs into thinking that it's portable as well.
Yeah, I spent 3 hours setting that antenna up. So anyway, I'll work on the video, trying to get the video put together. But I got a crank IR. I always thought it was an interesting antenna and got it for a good deal from our local ham. And finally got around to putting it up. I don't know why I decided to put it up on a 105-degree day, but I did. And that thing was just not a fun antenna to put together.
It was either that or clean up the house, right?
Yeah, or the garage. I ended up in the garage cleaning that up anyway.
Thanks for not calling me to help with that one. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's why I don't POTA or anything. It's just 105 degrees and 40, 50, 60 degree or 60% humidity. I just can't. I can't function.
I believe I mentioned that in the very beginning of my video. Like, yeah, this is not POTA weather. So,
yeah. For those of you who like heat, you like the heat. Summer in Texas, to me, as far as non-functionability, is as bad as if you were in the north in 25-degree weather. Perhaps that's where you can't function well when it's cold. I'm the exact opposite. So anyway.
Anyways, Ronnie said, I bet all the sad hams from the early 1994 would be surprised that ham radio did not die.
I agree with that 100%.
And just like the hams today that said the FTA and Meshtastic would kill ham radio. So, my do-over, Sean Technician, contact a local club first. I spent so much money trying to connect to a local repeater that was temporarily out of service.
Yeah.
That's a
I
story.
can see that. Yeah.
That's a story. Scuba Ham said, same here, Hillbilly. He was talking about your comments. Got my tech, then work and family came up, so had to wait. Now, 2 years later, working on general and extra. I should continue while it was still fresh in my head.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That's why I went from general to extra within, I want to say within a couple months. I think I got my general in August, and I got my extra that following March. Because I said, let's just complete it. You know, if I already got it rolling, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Greg said, I have never become a ham because I never learned CW. That was me. Mm-hmm. I got my book back in 1996. It was called Now You're Talking. I got it from Radio Shack back in 1996. And I got my ham license 2011, just using that book, believe it or not. Then I found out there was no longer a code, February 2007, prerequisite. Then went from tech to extra in less than a year. Loving every bit of CB now.
I just got a returned CB radio, and the antenna that came with it was the closest to resonance in the 27 megahertz band was 2.6. So I quickly bent that antenna and threw it in the garbage, but I'll find an antenna and get on CB someday.
What was the antenna, Paul?
It was a Redivus one that I think was missing a piece. Okay. The top, you know how it has two with a little adjustable thing in the middle, like a fishing bobber? The top was flat, as if something should have been on top of that. So I think it probably had another segment was missing.
Probably missing a stinger.
Yeah, it was missing something.
So
I kept the base. It had a mag base, so that I can reuse that base.
So I wonder if it was reporting long because it was riding the feed line. Had you put a choke on it, it probably would have shortened up.
Yeah, I didn't try that. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just looking at it, trying to, Allen wrench adjust it. I'm like, I can't adjust this enough. The lowest point was 27 something. It was in the band. So just adjusting, it's just going to move that drop point. It's not going to make the drop point lower, but yeah, a choke probably would have helped.
That's, I can't tell you how much time I wasted in the backyard trying to tune my first antenna, which was a 40-meter inverted V. What a nightmare, guys. You know, if you don't have a some kind of impedance choke at the feed point, you're tuning your tripole, okay? And it's gonna be weird. It's gonna have a weird radiation pattern, which may or may not be beneficial. But I can't tell you how much time I wasted thinking that you could just connect the shield to one side and the center to the other. And did it work? Yes. Did I get a little RF burn every once in a while? Also, yes. So, yeah, a choke is by far one of the easiest things that you guys can do. And if you guys want to do this little crossover silliness because you like to do that, by all means, anything's better than no choke at all.
I thought we were going to start an ad.
No, I've got.
I don't have to because I know a guy.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
This is a perfect one right here.
I've got a new guilty pleasure. I go onto the 11 meter Facebook groups on Facebook, and I have a blast. And I'm trying to be friendly as possible, but you know, maybe there's a time and a place to say something. But I saw one post, and the gentleman said, "How many wraps do I need around this toroid for my antenna?" And the number one liked response, right? The gentleman said, "As many turns as you can put around the toroid core." He said, "The more wraps means the more impedance." So, as soon as I got my
Chipotle's, isn't that Chipotle's motto?
That's their slogan, right? The more wraps, the better, right? Yeah, the mo, the better. So, you know, I had to kind of show a little bit of science there and why that was absolutely wrong. And that's right. I am reading a bunch of BS on Facebook. So I'm trying to help these guys. And actually, I helped an 11 meter guy the other day. He's I'm not going to say that he's got a Sweet 16 amplifier in his truck or anything that has, you know, aught gauge power wire, but he was running a mag mount on his aluminum cab Ford F-150.
Ooh.
Yeah, so about that.
It's not going to slide off.
He bought this little metal light mount and then had it onto that. So he was basically just coupling to this mount and the coax because he's not running a choke. So anyway, his SWR would change like the weather, and he's been chasing this problem, I guess, for a long, long time. And I cannot believe how easy it was to solve his problem. He said, you know, I've heard worse advice from YouTube hands.
Yeah.
So I cannot believe that he actually came over to my shop. He said, I've heard that you know what you're doing, and all these other, you know, 11 meter guys haven't been able to figure it out. What's going on? He came to my shop, and within about 5 minutes, I was drilling a hole in the roof of that truck. And I did a Wilson mount. It's an SO protrusion, SO239 protrusion, and I got a big gob of dielectric gel, slapped down the rubber, slapped down the adapter, screwed his antenna on, fished the coax through the headliner, didn't even have to drop the headliner. I actually drilled a hole in the rear of the truck, the rear passengers. There's a dome light for them. I pulled that dome light out, and there was pure access right to where I needed to drill, which was excellent. I didn't have to drop the headliner. So he got that installed, and we hooked it up, and that thing was a dead ringer. And then he went from legal power to not really legal power to an insane amount of kilowatts, and it was still a dead ringer. And he you know, I could say worse things, but he left there a changed man, and hopefully has a little bit more respect for the absolute obsession that we call ham radio.
Yeah, I did the NMO, James, on my older truck. I traded that truck in for a newer truck. I won't be drilling holes in it, but whatever rack I get over the bed will have my antenna mounts on it.
Well, it's like Mike said, you know, when he bought his Ford pickup, they said, "Are you seriously going to drill holes in this thing?" He said, "No, I'm going to drill 2 holes in the truck."
I'm about to drill the third in mine.
Got a couple more comments still. Or did we already? We didn't do these, right?
No, the ones that are started we haven't. Grand Admiral Snack Bar had a great point. Ham radio won't die; it will change to accommodate the times. So take that, said Hams. 45 Auto. I don't know if I would have gotten into radio years ago, but now I wish I got the bug much sooner. And Bricker said, not buying the 857 when I could still buy it new. I thought the 857 and 897 were pretty awesome radios.
Those were two good radios.
So
yeah,
kind of sad those are gone.
All right. So we caught up on that. Any other? I think the good one was that if you're getting into ham radio, I think that really was a good comment. If you plan on getting more into ham radio, not just doing local repeater stuff, do all the tests as close together as possible, and just put that once while that stuff's fresh in your head. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that's why it took me 2 years for the extra, because I stopped studying for a while. Then I thought, oh, I'll get my extra. And it took me a while to get practiced back up on those questions.
So Bricker's got a question. I need to install a mount on my Journey. Any suggestions? Should I drill?
Yes, drill. Next question.
I think it depends on, because my truck was the same as what you dealt with, Ziggy. It was so easy because in the back of the cab of my truck, there was a little something, probably a light or something I popped out, and literally the hole was right there. And I just fed the coax down the side, down next to the seat, in the back, like behind everything. It was perfect.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends. If you can find a good spot for it, I think drilling's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can find the right spot and you can figure out your, feeding the coax where you need it to go, then yeah.
He had go ahead.
No, my problem with my vehicle is I got a sunroof and then I got a whatever type glass behind that covers the back seat. And so I don't have very much real estate to drill. And I've been trying to find somebody locally that's willing to drill and run the wire correctly. And that's my struggle, because I would rather I could probably drill, but I probably mess it up in the process. All right now. But Walter, sorry, I missed this because I read it and I thought I started and I didn't. So Paul caught it.
I'm with you.
I would learn the code the correct way instead of memorizing the dits and the DAWs.
I'm struggling right now with that, Walter.
Yeah.
So I got the letters mostly down, and so I've been doing, just for the last 2 weeks, I'm past my 16-week POTO CW goal, but I've just really been struggling with the listening for the words. So I'll find someone on the radio doing it kind of slower, and I'm practicing by trying to listen to them and then use my little practice device app or whatever it's called. But man, it's tough. And as you speed it up, I'm like, man, I forgot, I missed that letter. I can't, it's not easy for me anyway. I had copy letters.
45 gave me a good idea for the third hole. For the pilot hole, I could use my 9mm and just bang, just get that pilot hole done.
Yeah, I've got a step drill. We could drill a hole in yours, Michael. I've got the step drill for it.
Step drills. My advice on a step drill is to get your micrometer and mark with like a black magic marker where you don't want to go.
Oh yeah.
Or some tape or something like that, because I can't tell you how many times went that extra step, one extra step, and then you're messed up.
And that's why it was easy for me, because I pulled that light thing down like you had, so I could step drill all the way through if I wanted.
So Sean is saying, have you seen those GPS conversions to NMO? The antenna I have is not a GPS that's back there. It's actually what's that called? Good gosh.
Big Brother?
No, it's satellite radio.
Oh, Cirrus?
Yeah.
I could put a sandbag on my roof and do it.
I think if you don't, because you got to think about this too. When you have a roof mount, you have to reduce the size of your antenna if you plan on going in airport garages, drive-through, that kind of stuff.
but
So,
And I would also
honestly,
recommend using a rubber flex one with that as well. Just saying, because that's what I do.
I had the 60 or 63 inch diamond dual bander, and yeah, it would flex, but I didn't realize it would. You yank it up and lay it down until it got bent a few times. But you got to remember that.
I have a short roof mount antenna because that's what I was wanting to do, and now I got a really long one because I have it on my tailgate now. But I think the short roof mount antennas do as well as the long ones that you either do a tailgate mount or a bumper mount, whatever. It's just the locations that does a lot better than it does on the side of your car.
Well, the smaller, if you're doing simplex, no, that's not going to be the case. But in our case, running around North Texas, yeah, that's fine. But you
just don't use a 30-06 because some fragment of bone might stop it.
That is true.
Anyway, bad joke. So that's something. So would you? Is that a do-over you would do, Michael? Would you be like, okay, I got everything. I'm just going to drill the hole now? Or are you planning on moving things?
I would want somebody with experience.
And that's a great point because I was real nervous about drilling the hole in my car until I met somebody that had a couple holes in their roof. And he said, this thing's paid for, and I love my radio hobby, and all my antenna problems went away, and I don't have water coming in through the gasket anymore of my rear door, and I don't have coax flapping on my roof when I'm going down the highway, and just everything just was so much better, and it looks cleaner, guys. It really does. It looks like you know what you're doing, and the hardest thing to do is to drill the first hole for your first hole yourself, by yourself. And I just took the leap and did it. But what I've noticed is I've got a lot of friends now reaching out to me, and they want me to drill the hole for them. And I've realized that it's a lot easier if you find somebody that's done it before to do it for you for the first time.
Right. And walk me through it. Because taking down my headliner, I'd still be a little nervous on that.
And that's the hardest part if you have to pull the headliner.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, Ziggy, because I can remember the first hole I put in the vehicle 40 plus years ago.
I was about to say, when was that, hillbilly?
that is the first one you do. If you do it on your own and don't really know exactly what you're doing, you usually I wound up to where I could seal it and everything, but it wound up a little bigger than I wanted it, and pulling the headliners and stuff down. But I have to agree. I mean, like my wife's car, we don't know if we'll trade it in or not, so I won't drill a hole in that. But the best way to mount an antenna, if you're going to keep the vehicle, drill a hole in it.
Yeah. And that's my point with my Explorer. And Ronnie, I did try a public safety installer.
Ooh, I ain't got that kind of money.
I've not paying.
It's like a $500 install.
Somebody who knows what they're doing, and you know what? I've had several of them say, "Yeah, I'll do it for you. Let's just get a weekend." Never could get it scheduled.
Now I do want to say this for everybody. The most of everybody, they want a nice NMO, right? Mm-hmm. The CB guys, they want the SO239 style because all of their Wilsons adapt to that. The NMO comes in different flavors, and I almost messed up and installed the classic NMO, where the entire outside of the threading of the NMO goes through, and then you have a very, very small window of teeth grab that catches it thereafter. And that means that the hole that you drill has to be millimeter tight, precise, for it to be proper. And you can easily blow right past you ever getting that thing to work if you choose that style of NMO. And I'm glad that I found the other style. It's called the 3/8 NMO. Instead of the entire outside threading going through, they've made, actually I've got one right here.
Yeah, just the center core.
Yeah. So you actually unscrew the entire outside threading that the antenna attaches to, and the only hole you got to drill, folks, is that little guy.
Yeah.
It's a little 3/8 hole, and it's a true 3/8 hole. So you can go to your work shed and get that 3/8 drill bit and drill that hole and run this in, spin this guy on, and Bob's your uncle.
Yep. Those are good ones.
$16.
Yeah, I drilled into my truck because it was older and I didn't really care. But it turned out really good. Mine was not that 3/8 style. It was a regular NMO, so it was a good sized hole. But like I said, I could pull that light out below it, so I didn't have to worry about poking anything underneath. There's another comment from Ronnie.
Mine just came with it.
It's like when I get my Avalanche back on the road, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with that one. The problem I run into that, it's got a sunroof. So the sunroof opens into the back where I would actually be mounting it. So I'm going to have to pull my headliner down and everything and figure out if there's a way I can do it to get around that sunroof.
Sunroofs are great for video lighting, but mine was closed yesterday. It was too hot.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, as far as the Avalanche goes, you have an entire bed. The other mount I'd like to use is a lip mount, so it lips into your hood, or if you got a tailgate and it's got the right angle for the tailgate, you can.
That's what I'm using right now.
Oh, I know I can mount it back there, but I like to get any vehicle I mount it on. I like to mount it up on the roof. When you start mounting it down below, I don't care what anybody says. We've proven it time and time again. You wind up being directional when you start getting things blocking your antenna.
Yeah, and
that's true.
I have a higher gain antenna, a longer antenna on my tailgate, and I knew it was going to be compromised. And I know Ziggy loves this term, but the swerves were at 1.4 to 1. But it's not the best. But if you're working with repeaters, that gives you some room to cheat.
Oh yeah.
And believe it or not, half the time I'm on simplex. I'm on 5.2, 5.4. Just talking to people on simplex, and I've discovered a lot of stuff. In fact, if you saw my video before last, it was called a 5.2 discovery, and I was trying to find something to film that day. Ended up talking to the guy on 5.2 for an hour, and got a wealth of information for the area I was in. So
YouTube's another good resource. I'm sure somebody's drilled into all sorts of places on that Avalanche and can probably give you an idea of where you could.
Oh, I know. I'm up on the roof. I just got to pull it down and make sure the framework on that sunroof up there. But I mean, I know I can mount it off mounts off the front from underneath the hood. There's a lot of places I can mount it. Just if I want to put anything in the roof, I've got to get up there and check that sunroof framework in it first.
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy said this about YouTube. He says you can learn anything and everything there. If you have snails in a trombone, there's a video to show you how to get them out of your trombone. But he said it's like having your dad there explaining how to do things without all the cussing.
Right.
Yeah. Hold that flashlight under my 1977 Honda Civic as my dad replaced my engine for me.
Pretty sure we all had those.
But he knew what he was doing, and he taught me that couple of months under the engine, that Honda Civic, taught me that I could do anything. If someone else can do it, I can do it. So he showed me how to swap out a block and transmission and everything. And so I
do about 90% of the work on that Honda with a 10, 12, and 14 millimeter.
Yep.
I went crazy. I axles, and I put not fur, but kind of I relined the wall panels, popped those off, putting 6x9 speakers in. I went crazy after that.
Well, like my brother said in my father's funeral, my dad taught me how to cuss. So that's what I
Yeah.
learned working on cars. Is I learned how to cuss.
Oh, if
You
you're
know,
not
there's
listening under a car, then you're not doing it right.
there's another thing, and I don't remember what it's called, but Ziggy, you got that the one with the 259 there into that mobile cable.
PLT
There's
59?
259, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything SMA, so
Yeah. So that 259 is, of course, going to connect to the back of my mobile radios, but the holes that had grommets that I could push a wire through my firewall in my new truck were only about 1/4 of an inch big, maybe ish, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch big. And I forget the size, 214, I don't know what it is. And it's a smaller detachable. It's a detachable
It's an FME connector.
FME.
I
Yep.
tell you something
Yeah.
about that connector. So the gentleman that I hooked up, what was it? I guess Saturday. God, was that yesterday? The gentleman that I hooked up yesterday, the cable for that Wilson install, it had that FME. Is that what it's called, Hillbilly?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking
they've been
at it.
using it for
Yeah.
years.
It had that FME connector, and this was my first ever experience with it. And when I got it all cleaned up, and I got it gooped up, installed, I got it routed, and we're up there. I plugged it into my Rig Expert or my Nano VNA, pick one, and I looked at it, and it showed no reactance, right? Because I'm a real ham. I'm looking at that value, not the swears. And I said, no, wait a minute. It also had no resistance. I was like, oh no. And I was like, well, okay, let's look at the swears on it. And the swears were off the chart. And the first thing I thought, because this guy runs Mega Power, is that he's blown this thing up in the past, right? So he doesn't know that his little matching circuit inside this antenna is blown up. And I failed to believe it, and I kept messing with it, not the antenna, but the connector, and I ended up pulling the coax in a certain direction, and the antenna appeared, and it was that damn coax to FME point was the failure. And I said, of course, my very first experience with an FME connector was an utter failure. So I said, this is an easy fix. I've got a guy across town that has everything you need to get one of these crimped on. He's got the crimpers, he's got all the parts, and he does the shrink and the whole yada yada. And so I sent him right over there. He cut off that FME connector, and we put on a standard PL connector, plugged it in, boom, everything worked. So it wasn't a one-stop shop, unfortunately. But I was able to at least analyze and that's the culprit. Yep. Somebody just had it's nothing probably to do with the connector itself. Mind you, he was running absurd amount of power through that connector, which I don't think would have been smart in the first place. But it was the coax to the FME. Whoever made that connection, that was the problem. It wasn't the FME itself that was the failure point. But it did get thrown in the trash.
Ever since Wilson got bought out, they have not. They've been known for failing on their cables.
Well, I think that made me think of one thing that I would have done sooner, and that is learn how to and get the proper tools for cutting and crimping my own coax. Because then I could have ran just a standard, 8X or some standard coax through that little hole and then just recrimp it with the 259. Right. So that's something I probably would have done sooner is I could have cut and crimped all the wires behind my radios that are connected to tuners and SWR meters and everything. I could make all those exactly the length from the start, but I didn't have those. I didn't get into that until 2/3, about 8-9 years in.
I'm still not into it, and I should be for as much car install I do.
Started doing that kind of stuff back in the CB days, because we'd run coax straight through and then put our connectors on after we got it ran through, so we weren't having to punch holes in vehicles the size of a PL259.
Right.
It's a lot easier to grommet that closed with putty or whatever's needed if it's if you don't have a 259 hole in your firewall. That and Anderson. Get Anderson crimps. I think a good soldering iron, Anderson crimps, and coax are good for ham radio.
Or
which ones do you use, Ziggy?
I am Team XT60. I don't use Anderson on anything. I hate Anderson connectors because they're quite complicated. I've got a nice large gauge that I can solder and know that it's connected. I can't tell you how many times I've seen an Anderson pull apart or wiggle loose or one of the connectors pull out. That ain't happening with this. And
I've had XT60s go bad.
And you could X60 amps is like the certified rating. I've seen people push like many times 60 amps through one of these with no problem.
Yeah, I really hate doing Anderson with the small wires. I end up doubling and tripling it up before I crimp it.
You can't accidentally plug an XT60 in backwards.
Very true. And I still don't know the proper, like, which side goes where, black and red. I still haven't figured that out.
I think about the Anderson power poles is you gotta understand, you need the tool. People are like, no, I use a pair of pliers, and they're crap connectors because they always fall apart.
Right.
I do mine with the proper tools, and I haven't had any problems with that. If I try with a pair of pliers, it's gonna.
Yes.
You talking about that, Michael?
Yep. I got one, but it's orange, but it works great.
Yep. I got one. Works perfect every time.
He's talking about the Deutsch connector. Looking at it.
So yes, for another do-over, I would have stopped myself with all this commonplace Anderson stuff.
You're saying no Anderson.
I am.
We agree to disagree.
I am the ham that you cannot plug any of your equipment into my battery.
But see, I always find somebody else just as all my solar inputs on everything I have when I see that connector.
But solar is voltage, high voltage usually. You don't need the amperage for it. But yeah, a lot of people end up using it for solar.
Like my EcoFlows and all that.
I like
my solar panels, it's all that connector.
Well, they use that connector in a smart way because they don't want you to get the polarity reversed accidentally.
Oh, yeah. Good thought. Yeah, so that's something. There's one. He'd go, what's it called again, that other connector?
You guys can all hate me for not XT60, what?
XT60s.
Yeah, and they also have bigger ones if you need more. They have 90s.
They do.
DT, the Deutsch connector.
And no, Ziggy, I'm not going to hate you on that, on hating the power poles. For me, I think they both got their place. And yes, they are very frustrating. But I use both of those connectors, XC60s and the 50s.
But now I got 45. Now I got to build an adapter from XC60 to power poles so I can use the Ziggy's batteries.
No, I carry one with me for all you Anderson people. Don't worry.
Only Ziggy and Chuck.
Yeah, me and Chuck are the only two on the XT60 team.
Hey, that's the thing though. For all of us, right? It may be. I've never tried it. I've only used it for solar, like I've said. I've never crimped one. I've never used one. So maybe when we do this question on a live stream in 10 more years, and we'll ask the question, and I'll say that. I wish I would have went to XT60s.
Let me justify why I made the switch. I went to do a field day with the St. Augustine Radio Club, and I almost made a terrible mistake because the gentleman there, my battery was being used, I say downstairs because we were doing lighthouses on the air. The battery we brought up with us at the lighthouse, the polarity on the Anderson didn't line up. It was reversed. So all of his connections for all of his equipment, for all of his Anderson stuff, he had been doing the opposite way.
Oh, wow.
And I almost plugged it into my 7300. And that's what freed me. So I am Anderson free.
You have to see which side the metal tab is, and it's got to be on the left or right side, the correct side. And I still haven't figured. I have to I have to line it up with
What
one
is the correct
to
side?
figure it out. That's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
I pick up my bioenno battery and go, okay, I know this one's the right polarity. Nope, I had it wrong. Let me switch those around. So they can be a pain in the butt.
Red is right. Okay.
See,
I may reference my power supply because
I
it's
get
got
the
a
ones that
built-in,
are
and I also got the battery
pre-connected.
box.
I get the ones that are pre-connected, so I just got to plug in the wires.
Well, I always look at a reference every time I do it. I always look at a reference before I put them together.
Oh yeah,
I just know
Did
that
we
I
miss-
can't mess up with
Did we miss an
XC60.
ad?
Well, I mean,
Hey, Ziggy, I could probably mess up with this.
I was gonna say I could probably mess it up.
you know,
I can guarantee I'll mess anything up.
there's a certain company out there that sells portable antennas like their tactical military gear. And that brings us to the wonderful people at Not a Reptile Industries. Proudly not affiliated with any brands that charge extra for the color green. Their flagship, Just a Whip and a Coil system, uses the exact same principles and technology you already know, minus the tactical tax. Not a Reptile Industry says, a few simple steps and you can be on 7.2 tonight, folks. Not a Reptile Industries. Tactical paint jobs are optional. RF competence is not. Use code PrepHamPaul, all one word, at checkout for a free S-Unit today while conditions last. Back to you, Paul.
And we say bye-bye.
So
Thank
Paul's
you.
giving us free antennas. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. Try it. See if that code works on that website. Well, I can't see that camouflaged equipment. What's James talking about? Did I miss something?
The green wire.
Oh yeah. That's why I buy orange everything. I even changed my cell phone case to having orange. I need things to be visible now. So
Why, you getting old, Paul?
I guess I hate digging in black bags for black items. So that's why I was not happy that Heil came out with that new MCOM headset that I've been waiting 2 years for, and they didn't make it yellow like the original. They made it black. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Paul directed that for over an hour at Hamvention.
yeah, I did.
He was very upset over that.
Like, why aren't you guys making it yellow? Most people want it black. Who's most people? Anyway, anything else? What did we learn today?
Manual tuners are not the devil.
No, they are not.
Yeah, so
No.
Ziggy and I are gonna do a stream here soon. We're gonna talk about antennas again, modeling, tuning, all that kind of stuff. We're just gonna have a fun stream. Maybe we won't even label it. We'll call it the no label stream.
There
And
you
we'll
go,
just
Paul.
I don't know, do some stuff. Yeah, I'd love that.
Let's call Ray. We need an orange 7300 Mark II. We need a.
I've got the only one of these. Thank you very much.
Oh no, I will get one. I'm gonna get me one of those.
Good luck.
Well, he got lucky. He got the last.
I know
one.
he did because he saw it before I did.
That's my color, orange or green, right there. Either one.
And I've been asked to wear this because it goes with my gray hair.
Here's my T1000 case.
But yes, they are hard to find. I do have black pairs of the same glasses just in case.
Ziggy's selling water to a fish tonight.
Right?
They keep buying it.
Let's
That's
see.
great.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I think the other thing, it kind of overlaps everything we've talked about is, buy what you can afford, yes, but if you want something nice, save and buy it once. Buy once, cry once.
Yeah.
And don't try to build an antenna that's going to do everything, guys. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen. If you're just starting out, I think the best advice, or somebody that's starting out, the best advice for a new ham, I would say get them on make a single band 15 or 20 meter antenna, and let's just focus on one thing and getting on the air and practicing, talking to people as you do. in the ham world. I've been playing on 11 meters a lot recently, and holy cow, I'm a little afraid to jump back on HF sometimes because I'm like, all right, let's shake this off. Let's get serious here. I've been having a lot of fun on 11 lately. But a mono band. Let's focus on one band at a time. I wish I had built myself like a 15-meter vertical or a 20-meter vertical when I first started, because I was trying to have it all right from the gate with an in-fed. Now I'm glad I went down this route because I learned how to impedance match and make my own transformers and all the caveats, and it's what actually got me to learn about the impedance roll on 75 ohm coax, how to bring it back to 50 ohms. So I'm glad I went down this kind of crazy rabbit hole, but if it were anybody else, it probably would have been extremely discouraging, if not off-putting. I say, let focus on one band. Make one antenna really good at one thing, and then move on. You can have more than one antenna, guys. You don't have to have, one antenna. You can have 2 or 3, depending on what she says, or what she sees. So.
And if you make that resonant antenna, you need less equipment to use it.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. You know that you're going to plug it into any radio, and it's going to work great for you.
Even building just a single 20-meter band, you can get 10 meters out of that radio too, out of that antenna.
Well, I think
that's
Michael
true. Yeah.
There's a buddy of ours, Michael can correct me if I'm wrong, John in our club. I think it was him. He had a 10-meter wire just in his house, up in the corner, as high in the room as he could.
Yeah, with thumbtacks.
With thumbtacks.
Yeah.
With a 10-meter resonant wire dipole or something in the house. Was it as good as a dipole at 33 feet up on it? No, but it worked.
Thumbtacks into the sheetrock on the second floor.
Well, that's like and a lot of people chase that one-to-one swerves, as Ziggy was calling it tonight. I can show you antennas that every meter I put on it'll be 1-to-1, and that antenna will not operate worth a crap.
Ziggy always calls it swerves.
That's why we'll have Ziggy on again, and we're going to talk about that stuff. We need to have a few more of those conversations.
Yeah,
because learning, like he said, that's how he went down that kind of that rabbit hole and started learning about all that, how an antenna actually works, and not just look for that 1-to-1 or one whatever. So there's more to it, and it's just a matter of learning about it and then applying it to what you do. And we'll learn about antenna modeling again. We'll get the old Mamanagal out again. Have fun with that. I love that.
We're gonna have all the different.
Mamanagal creates long, late nights.
I love that program.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Here's what we're gonna do. Maybe if someday, if my wife has some late trip or she's gone somewhere, we'll do an all-nighter. There we go. We're gonna pull an all-nighter.
Y'all enjoy that.
Oh, okay. So
probably be a Friday night.
Can't do that on a Sunday. That's gonna have to be a Friday or a Saturday night.
Yeah, maybe after
4:30 comes too early.
Paul the Grouch and Robert Digital Rancher, maybe after theirs or something. Well, Digital Rancher goes a long time sometimes.
I was gonna say he goes till 1 o'clock some nights.
Yeah. So anyway, look for that, and then also let me pull this up. This is coming up soon too, and I haven't decided the particulars because I want something, not everything, but I want something to reward my members and supporters of the channel. Now, not all supporters of the channel are members, so I'm trying to tread lightly here. I want to make sure I don't want a pay to play type of a thing. But these are the radios I'm going to be giving away probably after Tokyo, so maybe early September. And I love the 2730B. It's an amazing analog dual band radio, and the screen is so easy to read with the black back. The Baofeng one I was questioning because I just bought it because it's kind of cool. It's the 25th anniversary in the box with the coin and all that, but I'm going to go ahead and give it away. I don't need it. The Anytone is a DMR, and the Redivus HA2 is the one I've been doing reviews on. I'm going to do one more review before I can give that away because I want to do the mapping you can track and map each other with 2 different Redivus HA2s on your Bluetooth on your smartphone, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was
They just came
I'll
out
do.
with a new
Go ahead.
firmware for that. I think they just came out with a new firmware for that one.
Oh, okay. I do like that radio, and I haven't tested it with another one, but looking at videos and how it works, you can kind of track people if you're on a hike or something. It's you can track people and connect with your Bluetooth, connect Bluetooth to your phone, so it's pretty cool. And then the TYT, I've had those for a while, and that's the last one I'm giving away. I've given away 4 others of those, and they're just basic. Just if you're needing something low end, it's like the Baofeng type. It's a lower end radio, but works great. So if that's what your money can buy you, get a Baofeng, get a TID radio, get a TYT. So anyway, that's coming up. So look forward to that. And I'll be Huntsville Thursday. Dave, you said you're not going. Is that right?
Not making Huntsville. Work changed that for me.
All right. So I'll be there Thursday through, I'll probably leave Sunday, depending on the flights, what's available. So look forward to, I'll probably stream a little bit here or there or do something. And I can't wait to get to the boneyard and take pictures and show Ziggy all the manual tuners I see.
all the knobs.
As soon as you show him one, he's going to tell you to buy it.
Well,
Yep.
I
The
also
BT
when I was in
1500A. The BT 1500A. That's the goal. That's the goal
Wait,
this
which
year.
one was
What
that?
you're looking for?
That's not the Viking, right? What was the one that?
Thank you.
It's a Palstar.
Palstar,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Palstar.
That's the one I'm saving up my pennies for. But my boy went and broke his arm, so that whole savings fund went out the door.
How's he doing?
He's okay. He's got a little bit of a it was put in place perfectly, but he has been a little boy, and he's kind of shifted it. We've got a couple of degrees now. And I've been assured that there's a process called remodeling where the body's going to force it back into the correct angular position. So
Interesting.
we'll see what happens, but I'm not holding my breath.
And thank you, Bruce,
Well, let
for
me-
the $20 super chat.
Yeah, I just want to thank Brooks. Always coming through with a clutch super chat. I appreciate your support, Brooks. And it was good to meet him back in Dayton. Whoops, I didn't want to add that to stage. That's what I wanted. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I think someone, when I did the live stream at the Boneyard in Dayton, said something about Viking. Well, I couldn't remember which one it was you were talking about. So Palstar.
All-Star. Yep.
Palstar.
Yeah, the BT 1500A, and the latest model is the best model.
Yeah. All right. Tortoise is late. Is Tortoise here? Oh, he is here. Hey, Tortoise, good to see you, man.
What's going on, man?
Let's go ahead and close out then. Ziggy, do you got anything else you want to say? Any other ads we need to get out there?
No, I think that's it, guys. I really appreciate y'all putting up with me and listening to me talk about drilling holes in my roof.
That was fun.
That was good.
That was a good
Ads
stream
are
tonight,
good.
guys.
I think the ads need to be a weekly thing.
I'll write up some more. And just I said this backstage, but I didn't use AI for any of this, guys. I spent about 4 hours writing these. So
I'm looking for you getting your loop back up.
I have to pull the trigger on buying some Dacron, but I just
Oh, that's right. Okay.
yeah, it's an expense that I'm just gonna have to put on a credit card because I want that loop up just as bad as you do, Paul.
Looking forward to it. And
I gotta
then,
buy.
like
I gotta buy
said,
about my 80-meter Delta.
as soon as I get my roof
a
done, as
big
I've
un.
said, then I'll get my little Ziggy loop. I'm calling it the Ziggy loop on my roof
Ziggy
at some
Loop.
point.
Yeah, we're gonna glue some bead wire to his
just
shingles.
glued and bead wire, and then
I wish I
I
had
might put
some more
some.
property.
I might put some color beads on it just to have kind of a necklace look, make it kind of decorate it. I don't know. We'll see.
Takes me 4 hours to mow, dude. I'm not a fan.
I ain't worried about that. I mean that's part of owning property. But postage stamp yards, you can't get enough room to get some good sky loops up.
Well, mine's going where again, Ziggy?
I can pull it on.
Yours is
On the
going on
roof.
the shingles.
Going right on the shingles. So we're gonna have fun with that, and Ziggy's gonna help me with that. But I'm waiting for another hailstorm because I need a reason to get a new roof paid for by insurance. Dawn.
Some things came up, so I will not be going to Huntsville as originally planned, unfortunately. You guys enjoy it. As far as the channel goes, I got some more videos coming out with interviews, and we're doing still on the track for 500 giveaway. So it looks like it's gonna be t-shirts.
Get over to WTF Radio with an E. WTF Radio.
REYDIO.
Let's get him over 500.
And
All
I'll
right.
give away a t-shirt or two, and maybe something else somebody might be donating. So
Nice. Dave, tell us, Hillbilly, what's the word?
Oh, not a whole lot going on. Work got in the way of Huntsville, so that's that kind of ruined my plans. Other than that, I'm actually going to play with a Rybakoff antenna. It's one of the few antennas I've actually never played with, so I'm going to do some videos on that.
All right.
They're definitely and yeah, I'm going to see what I can tune with the regular internal tuner of the radio. But I have a tuner that will actually work with a Rybakoff. No, I do not have a manual tuner to Ziggy. I'd love to get a hold of one.
You caught me.
I knew it was coming.
you saw the wheels turn already.
I was gonna say you should try it with and without the 4-to-1 there at the base.
You know what? That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I just call them random verticals without the. I actually made a contact to Hollywood on a 21-foot stick of fence rail, sticking straight up out of some PVC as an insulator from the ground, and I just drove it directly with a manual tuner, and it was a great signal contact all the way up there. I couldn't believe, and as I looked at it, I go, you know what? This is just about a tad bit more. I forgot the band. I think we were on 15. I was like, this is just a tad bit more than a half wave, and that's why it was such a screamer.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not going to Huntsville, so I'm going to go support a local ham fest on here.
Nice.
This coming up weekend. I don't know why they're scheduled for the same week as Huntsville, but hey, maybe because I'm actually looking for a manual tuner.
Put a video out.
See what I can find.
Talk to me after the show. I've got a few in stock.
All right.
He's got his collection.
That's all I got coming up right now.
All right, Dave.
I have a whole area of my shack for them.
I guess the next time I'll see you, Dave, is probably. Will you be at? Let's see. No, not Hamcation.
I don't know if I'll make Hamcation or not. We'll see. But Paul, you seem to get sick every Hamcation.
2 in a row, 2 years in a row.
True.
I lost the hotel money, lost the rental car money. Not cool. I was just thinking maybe more in the new location next year.
Yeah, I'll definitely be more.
So, all right, Michael, getting out in life.
Well, Paul, check. I just got a message on MeshCore, believe it or not.
Man, don't bring me down.
1,000 feet above me. So I said, very cool. I don't think he got the message back, but I did reply to him.
1,000 feet above you.
Well, he said airborne 1,000 feet. So see if you got the message. But my device actually chirped because it wasn't linked to my phone at the time. So
he probably took off from Love Field.
Something like that. But I don't know his location. It was just kind of cool. It just happened while
either from Love Field or Addison.
But
this is the conversation that's on my MeshCore. This is all it is. Me and then you yesterday once, 35 feet away.
And then we had another channel that we set up.
Yeah.
And just pinged each
Dave
other.
Dave will help me with that. He'll help me figure it out. Or Freddie Mac.
Anyways, coming up in September, for those in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Denton County is going to have their emergency preparedness fair on the 12th of September And then on the 16th, a retirement community, it's an HOA, Ropes and Ranch will be having theirs. So I'll be doing videos of both of those as well. Yeah.
All right. That looks like a Versatuner.
It's my very first manual tuner, folks. I keep it on the ground where it belongs.
Which one is it?
It's the
The
945E. 945E.
Okay.
So somebody needs to do
tuner.
an AI. Somebody needs to do an AI of Ziggy in his trench coat. With the
No AI.
I'd like it better if you just actually drew a picture of me.
No,
If I did it, it would be a stick
stick-
figure. It would
stick
be a
figure?
stick figure, but he'd probably appreciate it.
But yeah,
All right. Well, hopefully we've gotten some good information out. Can someone get the 2 ravenous dogs inside that are barking like maniacs? Give some good information out there and kind of discuss to maybe help people that may watch this on replay to get into the hobby and maybe make some choices to get into the stuff that interests them better, or get into making antennas and saving some money.
number one thing to learn when you get into this hobby: don't let the people beat you down. Don't let the sad hounds get you, because everybody's going to learn something different. They're going to go a different direction in the hobby, but enjoy it. Really enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey.
yeah, make the hobby yours.
That's right.
There's one thing about that 45. I wrote the lyrics. So I say use AI to assist you in things, but don't
It's
let
a
it create
tool.
everything.
It's a tool. It's not
Exactly.
your opinion.
Correct.
Yeah. Don't
But yeah, I know-
let
I know
it don't
40
let it take your voice away.
I know 45's playing with me partly, but all right, guys.
Well,
Please
The,
do.
the
Yeah.
comment of the night.
I don't
I hear
want
you.
to know what 45's doing with you, Paul.
I mean, if you're gonna draw it, I mean, you better nail it the first time. I need full French girl attire.
And
You better nail it.
45, you're about to hear an outro song that I actually put together by choosing the amount of and at what point the beats of every instrument that you hear does. So though I can't play all those musical instruments, I chose when and what tone and how long to play each of those on this outro.
So those
anyway.
that are going to Ham Fest to Huntsville, you got to convert everybody to Meshcore now. Okay. Actually, I'm going to
We'll see.
more devices and try to run both, but
I'll have mine. We'll see if it works while I'm walking around, but I think my solar node is the problem. But anyway. All right, everybody. Thanks. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Thanks, Ziggy. And to our sponsor, our multiple ad partners. We appreciate you and your clean representatives that you bring to us that are dressed nicely. They're nice going hair. A good representation of every ad that was displayed today. So
Correct.
have a good
I
week.
think
We'll see y'all that are going to Huntsville. I'll see you there.
Bye.
What's up, Michael?
for y'all. Bye.
Bye, all.
All right. See ya. Play that
Bye.
AI.
Roger, Roger. I'll see if he's done talking now. He's done.